Cosmos. When I wrote the book, I really had envisioned some sort of Harry Potter type of old England, and he came up with this idea of the moon and almost a planet in a different place. And they asked, you know, do you like it? Do you want to change it? And I said, no, I would have never came up with that idea. So it was a wonderful joint project.
You know, you can add to it rather than just take away from what your idea was. It's just adding even more and making it better.
Absolutely.
Now, did you have a lot of opportunity to work directly with him, or does he just kind of illustrate it and then you come together and see what each other's work is?
Well, Kevin lives in San Francisco, so a lot of this is done with technology through emailing and graphs and sketches, and they're okayed or not okayed. I always okay all this stuff, but that's how generally it's done. And the next step is filling the drawings in with color. And then you're going into the final stages. And usually you pick a book cover and that sort of thing.
So you could kind of stay in touch through the web as he was going along. That's terrific.
The third book is about it's about beaches in Massachusetts. That book I had to get a little bit specific with. You know, no mountain ranges, no palm trees, because we're living in Massachusetts.
He needs to get some good pictures for him of the Cape.
Absolutely, in Gloucester too.
Yeah, exactly. So what would be some of your recommendations? You obviously have a publisher. They've connected you with the illustrator and with some good publicity. What would be your advice? I never know exactly, or at least want some more things to offer people who are looking for advice on writing children's book and self-publishing or finding a publisher.
Well, what I would say is to keep trying. It's a very difficult industry to break into, but my situation getting into it was a little unusual. I wrote this poem, The Land of Chocolate Cosmos. I gave it to my husband. He said, Susie, you have to do something with this. He contacted a writer friend of his who said, let me see what I can do. He emailed it to 6 of his friends. They emailed it to 6 of their friends. 2 weeks later, I got a call from my publisher, Mascot Books, saying, you know, would you like to publish it? And it ended up in his email box.
Wow.
And he's in Virginia. It was one of those strange,
no, that is extremely lucky.
Exciting. It was very lucky. But I teach an after-school writing course, and my kids always ask me about how hard is it to get published, and I always remind them that Dr. Seuss was rejected 27 times before he was accepted, and where would we be without Dr. Seuss?
Yeah, and that you have to keep reminding them that rewrites are something that adults do too.
Absolutely.
When you're asking them to do it. Well, I think that's great advice, and I'm sure the evening here will be fantastic.
I'm very excited.
And, you know, I hope to see you around again, and maybe we can get you in to do something for the children as well.
Absolutely, I'd love to.
That would be fun. Well, thanks for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
So I wanted to show you a little bit of what goes on behind the scenes in library technology. And so the question is, what happens when you print a document? So in step 1, you're sitting at a computer and you decide you want to print your document. And now let's see where the document goes and what the steps are before you pick up your document. After you print from a computer in the library, this is the second step. From underneath the computer, where the Ethernet cable is plugged in, the data comes over here. This is a patch panel, and each of these ports goes to a computer in the library. And so from one of these ports, a cable comes over from the patch panel to the switches, and then in step 3, it goes back to the patch panel and up to the server where we're going next. This is our server. This is the brains of the library. It's what allows us to have people sign up to use public computers. It's where documents go to when you print them, and it's what runs all of the computers in the library. And now let's find where the finished document goes. And once you're at the print station, you click on your document and click Print. It's going to ask you to put in your change, and it's 20 cents a page. You click OK, and then the document will come out of the printer here. This service is provided through an outside vendor, which means they provide the printers, the paper, and all of the supplies, and they collect the change here. So out comes your document, and this is how your document traveled through the library.
April is another busy month at the library. In addition to Scrabble for kids and Scrabble for adults and other programs in the children's room like Bendable Books and Lucy the Reed Dog, we have some very exciting programs for adults. You watch the paper and other library news for an exciting film fest that begins in June this year for the summer. It's a seven film series just in time for the presidential elections, and we'll be showing movies such as Dave, An American President, and My Fellow Americans, and 4 others. Another program supported by the Friends of the Library on April 12th at 7:30 p.m., Shakespeare in the Library with Stephen Collins. Again, make sure you sign up for this event. On April 23rd at 7:30, Bessie D. DeMonica will teach you about social media in Social Media 101. On April 24th, Beverly Ford of the Boston Mob Guide, Hitmen, Hoodlums, and Hideouts. That program will be at 7 o'clock. Make sure you register for all library programs. On April 30th at 6:30, Deb Titus will start a 3-series program in April, May, and June. It will begin at 6:30, which is a little bit earlier than all of our other programs, and the title is It's Time for a Change. The First Thursday Book Discussion Group continues in April on April 5th. And they will be discussing Street of a Thousand Blossoms by Gail Tsukiyama. This program is supported by the Friends of the Library. Be sure to register and call the library for more information. Once again, thank you for joining us for this month's library show. Be sure to check the library's website for all up-to-date information. Come into the library and pick up a print copy of Moral Musings or download one from the website. Sign up for our e-news electronic newsletter right on the website, or ask at the information or reference desks. Be sure to friend us on Facebook, and don't miss one of our columns in the weekly From the Library column in the Norwood Transcript and Bulletin each week. Thank you, and see you next month.